Good morning students. In the last video session, we have started our civics first lesson on equality. Quickly we will do the recap of the lesson. First one, key feature of democracy. Next, universal adult franchise. Third one, Kanda Om Prakash Valmiki and Ansari stories. And the fourth one, provisions made by the constitution to bring equality. These things you have learned in your last video session. Next topic we are going to discuss about the government schemes which has been launched to bring equality in the nation. One of the important government programs set up to bring equality is midday meal scheme. Children, do you know what is midday meal scheme? Yes. Cooked lunch is being provided to students in the government school and also in the government aided school. This is called as midday meal scheme. How it has been started? When and why it has been started, do you know? This midday meal scheme first started in our state, Tamil Nadu only. It was started by the late Chief Minister Kamarajar. Why he started this? To increase the number of kids coming to school. Students with hunger cannot expect to learn. Realizing this need, the midday meal scheme was launched in primary schools during 1962-63. In Chennai, later it extended to all the districts of Tamil Nadu. During 1982, July 1 onwards, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.G. Ramachandran, upgraded the existing midday meal scheme in the state to nutritious food scheme, keeping in the mind that the children suffer malnutrition. The scheme came into force with the Supreme Court order dated 28 November 2001, which requires all government and government assisted primary schools to provide cooked midday meal scheme. The advantages of midday meal schemes are avoid classroom hunger. In the poor families, parents cannot afford to provide the enough food to the children. With hunger, children cannot focus on their studies. By providing midday meal scheme, students get rid of their hunger and they can well concentrate in their studies. The next advantage is increase school enrollment. This program aims to improve school enrollment and attendance to reduce dropout rate to better the children's school performance. The next advantage is increase school attendance. Students who were going to home to have their lunch were not coming back to the school again to attend the afternoon session. This problem reduced because of midday meal scheme. The next advantage of this scheme is improve socialization among caste. When the lunch is being served, the students from various castes are sitting together and having their lunch. Hence, the scheme improves the socialization among caste. The next advantage of this scheme is address malnutrition. Since the nutritional meal is provided in the school, students' nutritional status improved. Hence, they can concentrate in their studies well. The next advantage is empower women through employment. Women are appointed to cook the food, so many women getting employment in this scheme. So this is advantages of the midday meal scheme. Really, this is very good scheme for the students. No, children? Yes. Children, do you know who framed our constitution? Yes, that is Dr. Ambedkar. Bhimarao Ramji Ambedkar, also known as Baba Sahib Ambedkar, is famous as the father of the Indian constitution. He was a great activist and a social reformer who fought for the right of Dalits and the upliftment of the socially backward class in the Indian society. Ambedkar, born into a poor low Mahar caste family on April 14, 1891 in Mhow in the central provinces, now in Madhya Pradesh. Baba Sahib Ambedkar had a tough childhood. His family was treated as untouchables and was subjected to socio-economic discrimination. Even in his school, he was treated as an untouchable like Om Prakash Valmiki. Ambedkar was also not allowed to sit along with his classmates. Ambedkar was not allowed to drink water where the other students drink. Today, the nation celebrating the social reformers' 927th birth anniversary. Ambedkar drafted the constitution that makes India a great country and provides citizens with constitutional guarantees. Ambedkar, who went to a government school, witnessed discrimination from a very young age. When he and his other untouchable classmates were thirsty, the people from the higher caste used to pour the water from a height so that they would not come in contact with the vessel. The school peon would do this for Ambedkar, and when the peon was not around, Ambedkar had to go without water. Due to this deep interest in learning, Beam went on to become the first Dalit to be enrolled into the prestigious Elephantstone High School in Bombay. He was also the only one among his siblings to have passed his examination and complete graduation. Impressed by his performance, the Maharaja of Baroda funded his doctorate degree in economics, and Ambedkar became the first Indian to get an economic doctorate from abroad. He was later appointed as a first Minister of Law and Justice in 1947, but he resigned when his Women Right Bill was opposed by the Parliament. The Article 370 of the Indian Constitution has accorded special status to Jammu and Kashmir, but Ambedkar was against Article 370. Ambedkar was a diabetes patient and died in his sleep December 6, 1956. 3 days after he completed his manuscripts, the Buddha and his Dhamma. Dr. Ambedkar was a reformer whose legacy and relevance continues to grow. His message of social equality continues to reverberate and resonate with passing time. What is meant by reverberate and resonate? Children, his message still continuously is staying with us only. That is the meaning of this sentence. So, Ambedkar's description about self respect is, it is disgraceful to live at the cost of one's self respect. Self respect is the most vital factor in life. Without it, man is a cipher. To live worthily with self respect, one has to overcome difficulties. It is out of hard and ceaseless struggle alone that one derives strength, confidence, and recognition. Man is mortal. Everyone has to die someday or the other. But one must resolve to lay down one's life in enriching the noble ideas of self respect and in bettering one's human life. Nothing is more disgraceful for a brave man than to live life devoid of self respect. From these words of Ambedkar, we could understand how seriously his dignity was hurt, and he realized the value of dignity. Without self respect, man is unworthy. So, everyone should struggle hard to retain their self respect. Government laws are there to implement equality among the people. So, now we are going to see an excerpt from Article 15 of the Indian Constitution. Prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. The first one is, the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. No citizen shall on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them be subject to any disability, liability, restrictions, or condition with regard to. The next one is, access to shops, public restaurants, hotels, and places of public entertainments, or the use of well, tanks, bathing ghats, roads, and places of public resorts maintained wholly or partly out of state funds or dedicated to the use of the general public. From this, what you understood, according to this law, no person should be discriminated. Public places can be used by all citizens. Every citizen has equal rights in the country. This is what our country's law is saying. No. Issues of equality in other democracies. In India, we can see caste discrimination. In other countries, probably we can see the racial discrimination. By seeing the color of the skin, people were discriminated until 1950 in the European countries like USA. There was a racial discrimination. People of Africa migrated from their country and lived in America. These people are called as African American. These people were treated like slaves in America. They were not treated equally with American citizens. There was separate school for white and black children. People with different color could not eat in same restaurant. In the buses also, segregation was there. White passengers sat in front and black passengers sat in back. One day, a brave woman named Rosa Parks, she was a African American, refused to give her seat to white passenger. She disobeyed, so she was arrested, sent to jail. Her courage led the bus boycott in 1955. In boycott is one, stop using the service in order to create a change. During this bus boycott, people who supported the Rosa Parks decided to stop having the bus and walk instead. This came an attention to the American lawmaker. Bus segregation was soon outlawed in 1956. Leader Martin Luther King Jr. was also an activist in civil rights movement. He gave many speeches to bring equality. Civil rights movement of people in America in 1964 ended the segregation. People could live and eat, work wherever they wanted. Hence, Rosa Parks was a courageous woman who abolished the racism in USA. Another one important law of Government of India is Disabilities Act 1995. This is given in your book, page number 15 in the book back exercise. This also you need to learn, children. This Disabilities Act states that the person with disabilities, that is physically challenged, have equal rights and that the government should make possible their full participation in society. The government has to provide free education and integrate children with disabilities into mainstream schools. This law also states that all public places, including buildings, schools, etc., should be accessible and provided with ramps. The final siding is challenge of democracy. No country can be described as completely democratic. So many inequalities prevail in various aspects. Even though so many laws are there and so many programs the government is bringing to the nation, even then there is a great struggle to bring equality and maintain the dignity of the people. So with this lesson is over, children. Now review of the lesson.